Hello and welcome along and welcome back to This Is Ireland. Today we're continuing our grass silage here on field 23, but we're going to change it up a little. So while last time we were doing a single carting tractor and harvester and basically stopping the harvester every time we were carting, we have something new. So as you can see out the back window here, we have the Massey Ferguson, and we got it hooked up to a brand new Moran trailer. And what we're going to be doing is, once we got this filled up, we're going to use this to create a courseplay course, so that we can basically keep two vehicles running, or two tractors and trailers running. But the difficulty of it, the bit of it is, in order to do this, we're going to have to do it at the BGA so that the tractors stop there and we unload them down there. Because of the way courseplay works, we really need a drive-through. What happened there? This is probably going to muck us up with our tractor. That's a bit odd. That wouldn't cut that bit of grass. Anyway, so yeah, so we're going to have to get it to stop when it gets to the BGA. And as a result, and then empty it ourselves. This is because courseplay doesn't back up into silos very well and gives us all sorts of problems. So yeah, we're just going to try and deal with it as best we can, which we should be able to. So let's get this trailer full. We're currently 34%. We'll get this trailer full and let's go and set ourselves up with a courseplay course. 90% full, and we are approaching another full trailer as a result. We are 92%. We're not quite done 2 complete rounds of the field this time. The nice things about FS19 I found, actually, is if you cut a little bit with the with this, it does store it almost like it's storing it in the pipes or in the harvester. It does then empty a load into there, so that's pretty good. So you don't always lose crop. Obviously you can't go round the whole field, but you don't lose that much. We are at 94%, so a little bit more, and then we can take this Massey and define ourselves a courseplay course. So I'm going to try and do it out of the shortcut. There is a bit of a narrow gate that way, but I want to try and do it that way. So that is 100%. Little bit more. It will eventually stop. There we go. Right. So we'll turn this harvester off, and we'll jump in the Massey, like so. Take it off. Follow me, and away we go. So we're going to take it out of this corner of the field over here. We'll bring up our courseplay course and record this and basically go this route. Now we are going to lose a bit of grass again as we transport this, and there are several theories that happened last time. Right, let's start our recording. There were several theories last time as to exactly why we lost some grass. I mean, even now we've already lost some grass, and the theories ranged from the wind in seasons is blowing it out, which is interesting. I don't think wind quite works that way in seasons. That it's compacting in the trailer, which again, interesting theory, although I don't know why. I suppose the litres would go down with it compacting, but I'm not sure that actually works how we want it to. And so my belief, the one that I'm actually most inclined to believe, is because we're running the game on 15 times. What's happening is that because the time is moving so fast, we're getting some rot. We've got an uncovered trailer, and we're getting just a little bit of rot, not a massive amount, but between here and the thing, because we haven't tipped it, we are just getting that little bit that we lose to rot over the distance. So yeah, that seems to be the most plausible explanation. I can believe that it's compacting in the trailer. That does make sense as well. But knowing how seasons work and knowing that the uncovered grass rots would make sense. Although my understanding is that uncovered grass on seasons doesn't start to rot until a day after it's cut. So yeah, it's possible that that's not the case either. Either way, I do like that you lose a little bit of grass in the carting. It does make sense to me. So yeah, that is quite a cool bit on seasons, to be honest. And you see we're approaching the original main farm here that of course we're not using on this series. It's one of those things that I'm finding with Farm Sim 19 and what I'm doing on it is that I'm not actually spending a lot of time at main farms. You know, realism experiment, we're at the secondary farm on Oakfield. This map we're down at one of the secondary farms. So it's one of those things where I'm not spending a lot of time. As time goes on, I'm looking for other farms, which I think is quite cool and quite freeing, really. I quite like that. Right, so what we're going to do here is at this point, and this is where it gets really cool with courseplay. I'm going to put a waypoint here. I'm then going to pause the recording. We're going to tip this into here. So that we can get this done and dusted. Ooh. And into this pile. Now I don't know, somebody suggested the chaff might degrade as well. But I've not seen that. We are down to 98% here though, which is, as I say, is quite cool. I'm just not 100% sure why it's going down. Maybe I might ask one of the guys from Realismus, because I do really like that feature. I do like that we end up here having had 100% full trailer, not having 100% full trailer at this end. Right, so that is tipped and done. And we should have about 120,000 litres in here now. We do. We have 120. So we'll remember this number: 125,87. And we'll see where we are at the end of this video. So, having done that, we can now resume our recording. So we unpause it, and that's slightly annoying in that our waypoint has disappeared. So what we can do is pause, deselect the last waypoint, and then we'll line ourselves up here and see if we can start the next waypoint. So unpause, next waypoint here, break, then we'll drive forward a little bit, pause it at this point, there we go, and then we can unpause it here and away we go again. So the idea being is that we then send it back on this route here. Now I'm hoping we still have the full course, because we're missing a bit of it by the looks of things. But we will see what happens. But that certainly seems to have been a fair amount of it, and I'm hoping that's not the case. And we're back to the field and looking at it. We should be alright, because the start point is here. So we're going to stop that here. We're going to save this course. So F23 to BGA. Save that. And then we're going to set it so that we're emptying combine and offload. The combine we're going to select manually, which is our 850. Yeah, And I think that that will drive course. And that should, yep. So that is going to line up with the 850. What we're then going to do is, because we saved this course, what we're going to do, as I said, let's start this up. Open this up. Load our course. F23 to BGA. And then we're going to do the same thing. So karting, combine is that one. And drive course. Now we have this in reverse. Drive course. There we go. So that will now wait for the combine, which is this. Now, the other thing I want to do is try and set the offset for this to be the other side. Actually, no, what we'll do is we'll go around the field the other way. If it wants to do this, we'll go around the field the other way. So, start it up, start it harvesting, and away we go. Absolutely perfect. We'll turn out this way, and we'll start going around the field the other way. And this, hopefully, is now going to get us moving more smoothly on this. So away we go. And let's see what happens once we get a full trailer again. Our trailer is getting pretty full at this point. We are up to 92%. The class is following up behind, so I'm fully expecting the Massey to head off any minute. I'm trying to even things up a little bit at the moment, so we're cutting sort of deeper and deeper into here all the time. But it's gone pretty well. We are not far off completing this field. We've just got completely, we're just continuing to do ever reducing cuts. And it is interesting, there's a couple of spots on this field which this just does not want to cut. So I don't know what it is that's causing that, but it is an interesting phenomenon. We are at 96% now. And we're beginning to get to the point in the field where we're only going to start doing 2 edges. We've got that far into it. So 99% when it cuts out. %. Wow, we can, there we go. 850. The Massey is off. So while that's doing, I just want to jump into it and stop at next point or next trigger. Now this seems to want to, for some reason, this has gone on the other side of the thing. So I'm wondering if there's a way. Yeah. Side offset. We want it the other way. We want it 7 meters the other way. So we'll set that. No way to, yeah, there we go. Set our offset the other side like so. Now that is going to get things a little bit messed up. I just want to avoid the tractor crashing into us. There we go. And hopefully it will sort itself out and turn around. Or not. So the easiest way to handle this is to come up beside it, get into the right position with it, and hopefully the tractor, yeah, there we go. The tractor will then sort itself out, realising it's in the right position. And actually we can just go straight in here with the cut. this top end. Like so. Absolutely perfect. And so now the hope is we'll just keep an eye on where our other tractor has got to. It's most of the way there already. But this is just really so that we can keep ourselves going. Again, we're going to go straight down here. And cut in. So we're trying to gradually work this point out. Now I've got the big map up at this point because I want to keep an eye on where our erstwhile Massey is. It is approaching the point, but if it gets to the point where it sort of tries to turn round and come back, that's what I want to avoid. Comes our class. Come on. Come and catch up, please. That will reach that. Yeah, there we go. Right, our Massey is going into the BGA. So let's go and have a look at what it's doing. And it has stopped here. Tip trigger is reached. So it's actually stopped at this tip trigger. That's quite good. So stop driver. Let's take our map down. So there is a tip trigger there, and I got it to stop at trigger or thing. I actually want it to pause there. It's interesting that there's two parking setups there. What I actually want to try and do is we'll come here and we'll turn off, we'll turn that deactivated. And I want to try and run it on this last little bit of our leg. See if it will actually stop there. And it does. So, there we go. That is our point proved. We don't need to get the stop at last waypoint or trigger. And we also know that if we pause it, we don't need to worry about the park not being there. It's quite good. It came down to 97%. But all in all, I would call this a successful test of using courseplay in this way. So we'll tip this and then we'll send it home. Once we've got that done. And there's plenty more grass that we can work with here. There we go. And then we want to drive course from next closest waypoint, which is here. And away it goes. Absolutely perfect. So what we can do now, start this up, get it going, and away we go. So this will work. This will absolutely work perfectly when we do more grass, because I do want to do more grass and do more silage on here. This will be the way to do it. This will give us sort of the perfect silage setup to keep things going. And I'm very, very happy about that. So we just need to finish this field off now. And send this our class tractor off here to do the same. I'm hoping the Massey is going to have a pretty good journey back. It is making its way back now. We're only like 17% full on the class here. So I'm not expecting either tractor to... I'm expecting both tractors to sort of wait there a little while. Because obviously it's quite difficult to get this full in the time we've got, but it does work, and it does work well. We're on the last few rows of grass in the field now, and we're only 52% full in our trailer. I think our Massey is coming over, but it's not going to need to be used. We are definitely not going to be able to fill this trailer, let alone getting onto the Massey. But it's good to see that courseplay does bring the other tractor along as soon as you get to about 50% full in this one. We're only going to make about 60-65% full. There are a couple of weird patches on this field where you can't cut the grass. I'm guessing that's because it's a different type of grass for some reason. But it's a little bit odd. Yeah, 62%. I think, yeah, we might make 65% if we're lucky. We'll see whether any of this... I don't think we lose any of this. I think this will just go straight into the trailer. And there we go. That is this field done and dusted pretty much. Just a little bit more, and there we go. So we'll fold our pipe in and turn this off so that we can get this back to the yard. Let's jump into this and set this driving. Yep. So what we want, in fact, no, we don't want this in here. We want to set this off using the combine, or using the harvester. So harvester, tractor. We should be able to go drive now. Oh no, we can't for some reason. That's a little bit odd. So I don't know where that is in the new version of courseplay, but it doesn't seem to be here at all. So what we'll do is drive now. There we go. So that one is off. The Massey does not need to come in, so we can stop this, and that is all good. So that is it for this. What I do want to do quickly is we're just going to jump into our landy here, because I want to pop down and have a look at our horses. Somebody bought something up which I really need to check, and I really need to see how much it affects us. We are going to have to do some work on here in a bit, get rid of those branches. But basically, our horses, we're using the horse helper mod for. But the way horses work in seasons means that the 300 and I think it's £330 a day per horse that the horse helper costs to use. We need to make sure that all the horses we've got cover that cost, so that we're still making a profit. And this is one of the things to check, which is why I want to come in here and see these. So you can see we've got our horses here. Let's have a quick look at our horses. We do need to rename one of them because I got it slightly wrong, and apologies to Jørgen for that. So yeah, just renaming there, and we need to put an E instead of an A. Confirm, and we can see how much our horses make us a day. So yeah, if our horse helper costs us 330 per day to use, this horse is costing us money, this horse is costing us money, this horse is costing us money, this one is not, this one is, and this one is. So that's the thing. It looks like our horse helper, our horses don't actually make us any money. Now I do want to just check this, looking at our stuff here. So a livery stable income, we are making 1800 off a day, Wage payments, we're not spending that much. New vehicles we're spending a lot on. Construction costs we've been spending a fair amount on. Sold land, vehicle running costs, property maintenance we spend a fair amount on. But wage payment, it could be, but that doesn't go out. So I'm not quite sure exactly where the money goes out for the horse helper. But we don't seem to be paying out a massive amount. We were 414 down because of what we'd spent on vehicles. So yeah, it's a bit odd. I'm without separating it out, I can't really tell, but it's yeah. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But our horses on the surface, our horses seem to be costing us money. And if we go in here and we can see, we can't see how much horses actually give us a day, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm still none the wiser. I need to go and do a little more research on the horse helper mod, I think. For now though, this is where we're going to leave it for today. So all that remains is for me to say thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.